I like being in Miss Walster's class because she makes learning fun.
Thank you, Miss Valencia, for teaching me how to read and write. You're the best.
Thank you, Mr. Lee, for being an amazing teacher during this crazy year.
What I liked learning about this year is women in history.
Thank you, Miss Cooperman. I always learned to help other people.
Miss Castro teaches me how to do even and odd numbers.
I like Mr. Hagen-Smith's class because he's preparing us for middle school and he also makes us laugh with his funny jokes.
I like learning about math lessons.
I love my teacher, Mr. Ren, because he's fun, smart, and he's good at turning on computers.
Thank you so much, Miss Ucolano, for helping me learn time.
I learned sight words in Mrs. Valencia's class.
I learned a lot in Miss Walster's class. She is the best teacher. And I also learned about Black History Month.
This year I learned how to add super high numbers together. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, teacher. I learned how to count on. So you have 10, you put in your brain, and then you have 2, you do 11, 12. And then the answer is 12.
I learned to read.
I like learning about clocks and time and PM and AM. Kitty, come back here.
This year I learned the life cycle of a butterfly. Bye. This year I've learned reading comprehension and math.
Mr. Hagen-Smith taught me that not everything is believable in the history books, but to do my own research.
Hi, this year I learned from Miss Bartholomew's second grade class is how to write an essay.
I want to thank my teacher for helping me in the online classes and the answers I didn't know.
I really appreciate you, and I love being in your class because I learned how to read this year. I really enjoyed learning about different types of writing and expressing my feelings through writing.
I learned so much this year. History, science, math, haiku. My favorite were women in history.
I learned that the sun is our biggest star.
This year I learned how balloons were made.
In kindergarten, my writings got much better and I learned how to read.
I just wanted to say thank you to Miss Wassler and Miss McCondo. Without them, I wouldn't know multiplication and division.
What I like about my teacher is that she's very kind and supportive.
What I like about Mr. Hernandez is that he's funny, silly, and kind.
I think Mr. White is a good teacher. He makes me want to learn more.
Learned how to do subtraction and addition and learned how to read.
One thing that I learned in this year is the distributive property of multiplication.
This year I was able to learn how to use my computer.
Miss Bartholomew still took us on faraway places on virtual field trips. The first thing I like learning about is the journal writing, because I like writing and reading.
Thank you, Miss Curiel, for being such a good teacher.
I learned about fraction.
I learned how to read to succeed indeed.
Mr. White is helpful at making instructions very clear.
From my 3 teachers, I learned how to draw a Zentangle, about the explorer Juan Cabrillo, and that 91 isn't a prime number.
I learned from Miss Crisby cutting, gluing, and writing.
Thank you, Miss Ilana, for teaching me that math is fun and how to read group.
I learned fractions and multiplication.
Now I can read and count.
I learned how to do the race response. Restate, answer, cite, and explain.
I learned about adverbs.
I like Mr. Murphy because he is funny and he plays the guitar.
I learned how to write my name.
What I have loved learning about is how to tell time.
One thing I liked about Mr. Hagen-Smith was that I liked his dad jokes. Miss Harriman, she always gives you a second chance, and even though Miss Flower pushes you, she just wants you to do better.
This year I've loved being in Miss McNeely's class. Not only is she a cat person, she also helped me learn how to tell time and learn all about habitats. I'm proud to be a resilient tiger.
I really appreciate my teacher, Miss McNeely, and all the other teachers making this book.
This year I learned it's great to be a tiger. Roar!